Hey lovelies, thank you so much for coming back to my channel. Welcome to all of you who are new. I'm Crystal Lewis and welcome everybody to my YouTube channel. So today's video is on the Ardell foundation and concealer. Really excited to do this review, guys. I really like these products, so here we go. So here they are, both the foundation and the concealer. I'm going to go in with the foundation first. I've already done my brows, primed my face and concealed my brows. I'm now going to take the pump, which is very generously provided. Pumps are really good. It's very clean. Dispensing foundation is so much more cleaner than, you know, just having to pour it out on your hands. So I really appreciated that point. So I've taken 3 pumps of this foundation. It does say that you can, you know, with 1 pump that you can get full coverage. However, I do have a large surface area. So my face is quite a big face. I do have quite a big face, but a large surface area on my face, it's proportionate to my body and it works well for me and you can't tell, but I do have a lot of face, and so I can see why 3, maybe 2 maybe would have, you know, justified that statement that they made about this foundation better. But as you can see, I'm bringing it down on my neck and all of those things. So while I was watching back this video, I realized that I didn't actually mention the cons, and I have a way of doing that while I'm on camera, so I'm just going to say some of the cons now while I've remembered. So here again, I'm going in with the concealer, and that is self-explanatory. But with the foundation, I think the cons for me was just not many actually. Simply that it's a cool undertone in the shade that I got. So this is just a personal thing, that the undertone was cool. And as you can see, as it dried down, it did look a little bit lighter than my complexion. And I never like to go lighter in foundation, just because it's not my thing. I just sometimes as well, lighter foundations, they flash back, and yeah, it wasn't warm for me. It worked in the end and it looked pretty, but simply for that reason alone, I probably wouldn't purchase this colour again, because like I said, like, it's a definite thing for me to go warmer. Anyhow, still I can tell you about the consistency and how I felt. I would definitely buy this in a warmer shade colour, because yes, you're going to see why I like this foundation. Anyway, with the concealer, I think the only thing that put me off with the concealer, and not even put me off, it wasn't even a put off actually, to be honest. I like this concealer. I think the only thing about the concealer was simply that it was basically £9, and I don't feel like you get a lot in it. And yeah, it's £9. Like, my other drugstore favourite is Makeup Revolution, and theirs is £7 for the large concealer. So because of that fact, I think that's the only thing that kind of put me off about this concealer. As you guys can see, I'm just going back and forth with a powder now, because I do set my concealer, and I set it with the W7 banana powder and then MAC Studio Fix on the rest of my face. Hi guys, so this is the finished look. This is the look that I went for today. So let me just jump straight into it. This is actually my 4th time wearing this foundation. Again, it's the Ardell Camouflage HD foundation. So I'm just going to read out to you guys just the claims of this foundation. Obviously, like, that's what it looks like. It's a full coverage foundation packed with extreme pigments, camouflage, high definition foundation offering total coverage in just 1 pump. Without caking, the high definition matte formula evens skin tone, smooths fine lines and prevents shine for a camera ready complexion that lasts all day. I saw this online, and I know Ardell so much for lashes. They are so famous for lashes. I really feel like when you think about lashes, Ardell is a brand that will just pop straight into your mind. I thought, whoa, Ardell do foundations. So I ordered it off of beautybay.com, and I paid £10.95 for this foundation. My lips feel so dry. I'm just gonna have to gloss them up a little bit because I just can't get comfy with this kind of look, you know, it's just not looking decent. Even just a little, yeah. Much happier with it. I do feel like this foundation photographs really nicely, and I also feel like I do stay flawless for the whole day, like as well as all the powdering that goes on in my foundation routine. I do feel like this foundation is much more higher performing as far as like keeping my face shine free. So I definitely feel like those kinds of qualities I can see that happening in the foundation. I can feel like that's a genuine thing. So guys, I've actually just like come back off a break. I don't know if you can tell, but the lighting has changed because the sun's come right down. Also, it's been a couple of hours, so I'm just like, yeah, I probably don't look as fresh as I did earlier, but that's probably a good thing. It definitely gave me like a really nice smooth finish. And by the end of the day, I still felt like my face still looked pretty, you know, flawless. Like I didn't have any of my imperfections peeking through. Like if I wear foundation and these bits here stay covered, especially like around my lips, because that's where I've got a lot of dark marks. So when, and like on my chin area, so when I wear foundation and that doesn't start to peek through at the end of the day, for me, that's a good performing foundation. Another thing that I really feel about this foundation is that it feels really light on the face. It doesn't feel overly, you know, thick. Like, you know, sometimes when you wear some foundations, you end up feeling like a bit heavy and a bit weighed down by the end of the day, because you just, like, I'm not saying that this makes you feel like you're not wearing anything, but it does feel light. To say that it's full coverage and it really holds up, it also feels quite light. And I don't have much transfer as well, which is brilliant. So like, you know, if I'm like hugging my husband or kissing somebody, you know, it just doesn't come off so much on skin and on clothes, which is another amazing quality about foundation, this foundation in particular. So I really like it. I am definitely for it. There have been plenty of foundations that I've tried and I've just been let down by, but to be honest, I was surprised by this performance. I know even with drugstore nowadays that you can just get some amazing drugstore products that basically offer high-end qualities, and so I definitely feel like this foundation is definitely offering some of the qualities that higher you know, more costly foundations are able to provide. So moving on to the concealer. This concealer is it says it's a camouflage concealer. In the concealer, I got it in the shade medium 5, and that's what that looks like. And so with the concealer, I paid £8.25 off Beauty Bay for this concealer, and of course I was going to get the concealer. I love concealers. When brands come out with concealers, like that's something that I tend to go for. I have this thing for concealers, and even with foundations as well, but definitely more for concealers. So the concealer states that it's a light to medium coverage concealer. That's interesting. Lightweight and buildable camouflage concealer brightens skin and covers imperfections. Infused with witch hazel and vitamin B5, the gel formula hydrates and nourishes the skin while erasing dark under eye circles, blemishes and redness. Also available in 3 targeted color corrected shades to neutralize unflattering tones. So they are the claims of the concealer, and straight up with the concealer, I was really pleasantly surprised. It was very brightening for me. I found that like it really did like brighten up my under eyes. With some concealers, I have to, even if I love the concealer, I still have to go in like extra to get that really brightened look. Not that the colour isn't good for highlighting, but I like it to be brightened. And what I found with this concealer, especially in this shade, is that it really has a brightening effect. Like for me, I really feel like it really brightens my under eye. So, you know, highlighting is a different thing, but actually bringing like this light brightness, I found that I've not had to go in with a second coat of this, and I really appreciate that fact. It goes on really smoothly. It feels very smooth on the skin. I feel like it says light to medium coverage, but I definitely feel like it's medium to full coverage, to be honest. Like, and if this is medium to light to medium coverage, this coverage is nice. It's really nice. So the formula is light as well. It's not cakey, it's not creased. Obviously I've gone in and set my under eyes as well, but I found that it's not creasy, it's not cakey. And there's another thing about the foundation as well. It does not cake. It definitely doesn't feel cakey. You know, even when I went in with another layer, it didn't feel cakey or kind of like I had put another layer on my foundation. It just works really nicely and it sits really flat on my face. And I have found that with the camouflage concealer also, it's not cakey. It's a very nice sitting concealer. So I really like this and I would recommend it. It has a much more thinner consistency than things like the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define. It has a much more of a lighter consistency to that. So if you have that concealer, you can imagine that this is lighter. It has more the same feel as something like the Fit Me Maybelline, but it has a very good coverage. And to be honest, it kind of reminds me a little bit of that, but I feel like this coverage is better. And I'm not sure if it's just the shade, but I definitely feel like it was bringing a lot of light to my under eye. So this video is just, if you were going to go get it, this is just giving you some advice on what my thoughts are about these concealers and these foundations. So for a concealer and a foundation, you're spending £20, just under £20 to get the both of them. You know, I don't know how long it would last me personally, because I have to use like 2 to 3 pumps on this foundation, so I could see this going really quickly. Anyhow, I really like them. I think that the price is incredibly decent for what it is that they're offering. They've definitely lived up to the name Ardell. You know, kind of that, you know, they provide really decent lashes for the price, and I feel like they've continued in that consistency in the foundations and the concealers. So that's my thoughts, guys. I really wanted to bring this video to you because you know, after wearing the foundation for 3 days, I was incredibly, like, I was just surprised, and I was surprised in a really good way. So I thought I would just say that that's my personal opinion as a makeup artist, having tried so many brands. I haven't tried every brand, but in my opinion, these products are nice, definitely decent products. They have not failed. I really feel like they've been consistent in their brand and with what they already offer. Guys, thank you so much for tuning into my channel. Stay beautiful and blessed, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Take care, guys. Bye.